A Miracle on 34th Street is one of my favourite Christmas movies to watch during the festive period, because it doesn't bombard you with merry nonsense or over-the-top fake Christmas spirit. I am in no means a Christmas hater. I love the festive season, but the constant watching of movies that portray a sense of togetherness from communities is tiring, and the constant positivity can get boring. The original 34th Street has got that togetherness on the surface level, but what makes it different from other Christmas movies is the underbelly is for the selfishness that captures the true meaning of Christmas. One of the elements of the movie that has a sense of Christmas joy is that of Kris Kringle himself. The second best interpretation of Santa, only behind this one, Kris Kringle is a Santa that I can believe. Kris is someone that encaptures the joy of being Santa Claus. He is filled with warmth by the fact that kids believe who he is and finds the humour of those who doubt him. What makes this Santa different from many others is that he doesn't make the impossible happen, and he doesn't have an omnipresent aura. He just wants people to be happy. So if that means he tells shoppers to go to another store to make a child have their best Christmas and go against convention, then he will. He is not making elves work tirelessly make toys. He is happy for parents to buy what their kids truly want, and he doesn't lose magic powers because people do not believe in the Christmas spirit. This Santa is just an ordinary person wanting to make people happy. The miracles he performs throughout the movie are lackluster and, truly speaking, not even miracles, but impressive coincidences that can be explained. Santa in actuality might not be Santa, which works within the movie because it is all about proving Kris is truly Santa. From what the movie is showing us, there is skepticism of Kris Kringle's identity. When we look back at the miracles that Santa performs, there are arguments that can be made to dispute that they are not miracles but events that can be explained. Speaking Dutch. A highly intellectual man is capable of speaking another language. That seems about right and not at all a miracle. The X-ray machine. Kris gets the money from the owner of Macy's and Gimbals, who provides him a bonus for all the work he has been doing, which Kris uses that money to buy his friend Dr. Pierce the X-ray machine. Kris doesn't build or use magic to get the machine, but buys it with real money. The house. It isn't hard to believe that the picture that Susan gave Kris was from a newspaper ad for the sale of the house. All Kris had to do was send them to the location. Kris never built the house or even buy the house, he just led them to it, and from there Susan's mother Doris and Fred Gailey have to make the decision to buy it. Winning the court case. With the help of his friend lawyer and a bit of luck, Kris wins his court case to prove he is Santa because the post office have an idea to get rid of all their unwanted Santa letters by delivering it to the court. Just as Santa goes against convention telling shoppers about rival shop deals, the film goes against convention by not showing the viewer any absurd miracles, but instead actually makes you question if Kris is truly Santa. The absolute joy of watching A Miracle on 34th Street is its notion towards selfishness than actual Christmas spirit. Look, there is a lot of isms in this world, and realism is sure the worst of them when talking about cinema, but the movie's portrayal of selfish acts of the people to get what they want instead of acting in Christmas spirit is what makes A Miracle on 34th Street such a good watch. When Kris is taken into court in order to prove he is really Santa Claus, the people in charge, to the people giving testimonies, do not testify for Kris because they believe he is Santa, but act on their selfish desires to get what they want. The judge, Honourable Henry Harper, purposely elongates the hearing because he wants Kris and Fred to come up with actual proof proving that Kris is Santa Claus, not because he wants to give them a fair chance, but because he wants them to win the case. This is because Henry Harper is going for re-election, and if he wants to be re-elected, deciding against Kris's claims will have a negative impact on his campaign. Deciding with Kris will boost his popularity and would make his re-election easier. The owner of Macy's tells the court that he believes Kris is Santa. This is because he doesn't want the bad press he would get by claiming Kris is not Santa and his shop being a big fraud. Mr. Macy wants his image to be intact, and that is the reason he tells the court Kris is Santa Claus. Fred Gailey brings in the district attorney's son to testify against his own father. The son believes Kris to be Santa, but after he leaves the stage, he tells Kris that now he testified, can he get that football helmet? The kid only helped Santa because he thought that he would get a reward, not for goodwill, but for a prize. Like I said before in the video, the post office decided to send all their unwanted Santa letters to the court. Not to be helpful and help Santa because they believe it is the right thing to do, but to clear the space in their letter room. The case to prove Kris to be Santa was won because the people who testified and was running the case either didn't want their reputation ruined or wanted something for their testimony. Nothing to do with Christmas spirit or wonderful miracles. It was just people wanting their selfish desires met. Doris Walker is the only character that follows the Christmas movie trend of non-believer to believer, and she doesn't do it like her daughter who only believes in Santa once she gets her gift of the house. Doris believes in Santa because of Kris. Doris never liked telling fairy tales because she wants her daughter and herself to live in the real world. But meeting Kris and spending time with him, Doris's mindset changed and she believes Kris because he is a good man with a big heart, and that was enough for her to accept him as Santa. Santa never had to show her his reindeers or his sleigh flying. Kris changed Doris's mind by being a good human. It is a relationship that is believable and is a story that steers the movie back to its Christmas roots. The joy of watching A Miracle on 34th Street is the movie's realism and its underlying theme, intentionally or not, of selfishness. Characters do what they do for themselves and not because of Christmas, which is refreshing to see a movie openly show that Christmas doesn't always mean happy feelings or togetherness, but sometimes Christmas is a huge political and commercial dumpster fire. Merry Christmas.